We're just looking at news articles, and here's the one about the 49ers, which I heard something about this. Let's see if they got any. Yeah, it's just the same one. The ransomware gang claims they have hacked the 49ers, but I don't think, did they dump the data yet? I'm not sure. There's one where they dumped some small amount of data, and there might be this one. But yeah, apparently they got ransomwared. Anyway, here's a few others. This one I was pretty surprised at. You made one of the things that Biden wants to do in the Build Back Better program is have universal preschool. And I was sort of pleased. This suited my experience. I actually went to kindergarten, which is, I think, a similar thing briefly, and I left because I hated it. And they've shown, a giant study showed that preschool doesn't do any good at all. It creates a brief period of the student being more prepared for school in like first and second grade, and after that they do much worse and drop out more and fail more. And they, the explanation they suggest is because preschool is terrible, which is what my experience was. They hold it in a terrible building. They said most of your time is actually spent lining up and waiting to move from one part of the building to another. It's mostly making a bunch of very small kids, like 4 years old, sit on their hands and be quiet and listen to someone talk to them when they don't really pay attention. And my friend Sue, who's an expert in this stuff, certified, said you can't, if you do that to small kids, it's bad for them. What you really need to do is let them run and play and fall down and climb over things, because at the age of like 4, they shouldn't be like listening to an adult lecture. That doesn't get anything through to them. They need to like practice moving and getting strong and getting coordinated and stuff like that. And you'd probably be better off just letting them play in the park. And they say the more expensive preschools, which are not the kind that public schools would give you, do that. They have a more open, flexible program that is better matched to the actual capabilities of the child. This way they're just treating preschool students like they were, grade school students, and that's not good. Anyway, yeah, I see a lot of people with interesting comments about that. Anyway, so we'll see. But I was sort of surprised, too, when I heard him announce preschool. My first thought is, ick, more grade school. Is that really a good thing? And apparently, the evidence does not really support it. So Trump's accountant has come out and declared that not only are they going to refuse to do taxes for Trump anymore, they are retroactively claiming that all of the financial documents that Trump submitted to them and published for the last 10 years are unreliable, and they no longer vouch for the accuracy of the taxes they've been paying. And this is the outcome of Michael Cohen testifying against Trump. And as George Conway points out, this could affect all of his bank loans, like the Deutsche Bank and such. And that was the point, which is what Michael Cohen was saying. For more than a decade, Trump has been lying about his finances to pretend to be rich when it's time to get a loan and pretend to be poor when it's time to pay taxes. And we'll see if something can actually be done to him. Trump seems to be immune to all levels of the law. But I remember when Trump first got in, I was talking to a conservative student. Might he actually be out there? And they were trying to punish Trump for the conspiring with Russia. And I said, I don't really think he did it. I don't really think they can prove it. This is not going to work. But what they should do is go after his financial crimes, because those are monstrous and easy to prove. But the problem at that time is that financial crimes are not high crimes and misdemeanors. You can't prosecute a sitting president for that. But now we're in the position, like Mitch McConnell said, he said, wait until he's no longer president, and then you can prosecute him like an ordinary citizen for his ordinary crimes, and maybe that will happen. Anyway, so Microsoft Defender is going to block stealing password hashes. With the most popular tool is Mimikatz that we use all the time. It can dump out password hashes of various kinds from the LSASS process, the Local Security Authority subsystem. And now Microsoft has turned on a feature in the most advanced versions of Windows 10 Enterprise. They're turning on a feature called Credential Guard, which will isolate that process in a virtualized container and block Mimikatz. So it isn't actually turned on by default, I think, in ordinary versions of Windows that home users use, but it is a step forward, and it may be that they'll actually do something to diminish the value of Mimikatz, although they never have yet. Every time they update something to block Mimikatz, Benjamin Delphi, the inventor of Mimikatz, always puts out an update within like 3 days that punches right through it. So I imagine he'll punch right through this too. All right. And I guess that's enough of the news. Let me get on to the official CISSP stuff.